Hey everyone, this is Chris, MTGO's Rec Start, back with part 2, and we are taking a look at Malum's Mutant deck in action. Go over the deck real quick. The Simic stuff from original Ravnica and the Simic stuff from new Ravnica play really well together. +1/+1 counter theme. The Cloudfin Raptor and the Elusive Crassus give him some evasion and potentially big beaters with the Evolve. Cloudfin Raptor can get put on a lot of pressure early. Aquastand Spider is just kind of a bear here, but it does come in with a couple of counters. And of course, Graft, if you don't recall, lets you put a +1/+1 counter on another creature whenever it enters the battlefield from the creature that has Graft. He's got the Ghostly Flicker Arcumancer combo in here. Ghostly Flicker resolves and goes to the graveyard prior to this trigger going onto the stack. So if you flicker Archaeomancer and anything else, you can just repeatedly get the benefit of the anything else from the flickering every time you're willing to spend 2 in a blue mana. So he's got Haze Frog here, which works pretty well with that, and he can do it with Halimar Depths to get some filtering, that sort of thing. So the Simic Manipulator is kind of nice here. You can definitely grow this thing quite a bit. Of course, you can always just for value flicker a couple of bigger guys, trigger a couple Evolves on something. You can do it at instant speed, so very nice trick. I like decks with things like with these flicker effects. Biovisionary is the combo part of the deck. He has ways such as Doubling Chant and Stolen Identity. Of course, you can cast this, make a copy of Biovisionary, and then swing in with one of your evasive guys, like the Crassus or the Raptor, and make another one to possibly get from 1 to 3 in a single turn. Of course, you need to get up to 4. He's got Doubling Chant as well to let him, if he can get one guy and a token out, he can search up a couple more with the Doubling Chant. Fathom Mage is in here just kind of as a nice little singleton there. Very powerful card, though. Anyways, it looks like a very fun deck. There's a lot of cloning, a lot of counters, a lot of shenanigans going on. And so let's take a look at this deck in action. He sent this to me as an SWF, which I have to play in a Flash player here, so the resolution is not as high as normal, but I appreciate getting any kind of deck submission, so I'll find the player for however you send it in. Don't worry. He has a hand here that looks pretty good. The tap lands are going to slow him down just a little bit, but out comes that Cloudfin Raptor, and then he's going to play his little Karu land there. Okay, we see Bottle Gnomes from Mr. Pid. Gnomes are usually a deck that does tricks with artifacts. There's another gnome that lets you sack it to put an artifact creature into play from your hand. I think there's some with some graveyard interactions. The Bottle Gnomes themselves just give you a way to chump something and then sack them to gain 3 life. Hold off an aggressive opponent until you can do whatever your game plan is here. So Mr. Pid sitting back on a lot of lands and not really getting anything in action here. And now finally, a little bit of pressure coming from Malum. He's got that Cloudfin Raptor evolved. He's not swinging anything into the Bottle Gnomes here. Alright, he's got a Cloudfin Raptor there. He decides not to graft. And he plays an Elusive Crassus, which is going to evolve the Cloudfin Raptors. And he's going to swing in there with the Spider, which is going to get chumped and sacked by the Bottle Gnomes. So Malum with plenty of time here if he wants to go for the combo. There's a Biovisionary. And he's got a pretty good looking army here too. And he's going to swing in. He's not swinging in with the whole team though. Alright, we've got Stolen Identity. So, that's going to make a copy of the Biovisionary, so that puts him at 2. He will then swing in. It's ciphered onto the unblockable Crassus, and he's able to make a 3rd Biovisionary from that. And then we are going to see a Path to Exile on that one. So he is left with on the unblockable guy, so that he can't get the make the token next time. But he does have doubling chance, so he is going to be able to search his library. He has 3 Biovisionaries in play. He's going to be able to search his library for the additional 2 copies that are still in his deck, because one of them's in play and one of them's in his hand. So that will get him to the 4 once all those other triggers resolve, and that should do it right there. So win the game. That's a trigger you like to see. So it looks like a very fun deck. There's a lot of counters being added to things, a lot of copies being made, a lot of stuff going on. It looks like a blast to play. So anyways, grats to Malum on building a very interesting deck here. Join me in part 3. We'll take a look at Slug 360's deck.